let's be today's starting lineups. First, the visiting Ducks. In midfield, a sophomore from Boston Bridge, New Jersey, number 7, Bastian Haranjakevich. An attack, a senior from Nutley, New Jersey, number 8, Matt Torgola. On defense, a first year from Madison, New Jersey, number 9, Tynan Murray. On attack, a sophomore from Oradell, New Jersey, number 10, Jack Tenaglia. On attack, a graduate student from Montclair, New Jersey, number 12, William Lapertino. In midfield, a sophomore from Ringrose, New Jersey, number 14, John Flynn. In midfield, a senior from Verona, New Jersey, number 20, Will Giarusso. On defense, a first year from Massachusetts Park, New York, number 37, William Creed. On defense, a senior from Fairfield, Connecticut, number 99, Luke Lasizza. And in goal for the Ducks, a first year from Massachusetts, New York, number 19, Michael Giannotti. Head coach at Stevens in his 17th season is Gene Peluso. He's assisted by Ryan Lick, Thomas Francie, Patrick Tui, John Lanzalato, Kyle O'Day, and Thomas Robert Odyssey. Junior from Delmar, New York, number 2, Jack Lucy. On defense, a senior from Newton, Massachusetts, number 6, Chris Weitzel. In midfield, a senior from Wellesley, Massachusetts, number 9, Emmett Lai. In midfield, a first year from Hyannis, Massachusetts, number 10, Garrett Solite. On attack, a first year from Milton, Massachusetts, number 16, Luke Allen. On defense, a junior from Caston, Vermont, number 28, Kyle Goodwin. On defense, a sophomore from Concord, California, number 34, Luke Foster. On attack, a senior from Lacrosse, New York, number 44, Walker Popko. In goal for Union and junior from Madison, Connecticut, number 5, Nick Lynch. Head coach of Union in 7 seasons, Derek Winterberg. He's assisted by Kieran McGovern.
This should be a competitive game, but we need responsibility. I appreciate it.
Hello and welcome to Schenectady, New York on a windy, cold spring day. Today we'll have a non-conference matchup between the Stevens Ducks and the Union College Garnet Chargers. Stevens Ducks coming in at 4-0, winning their last games by a margin of 9 goals, 10 goals, and 10 goals. Union, on the other hand, difficult start to the season as Trainer wins the first face-off, successfully gets it down for Union. Difficult start off the season 0-4, but 0-5. 4 of those losses coming by 2 or less goals. And then had a win versus Muhlenberg, 12-5, and then a heartbreaking loss the last game versus Trinity this past Wednesday, where they led or were tied for the entirety of the game until about 25 seconds left when Trinity scored the goal to take the lead for the first time, and they held that until the end. Union almost a turnover. Popko holds on to it while falling to the turf. Tries to get it to his teammate. That's Mackay Taylor. He does pick it up eventually. Feed to the inside. Gets a Popko on the backside shot. I think deflected outside the left post. No new shot clock. They're going to say that just missed. There was a stick broken. I didn't even see that happen. The whistle gets Stevens enough time to sub. Backhanded pass goes around the horn. Shot from the top right. Misses wide. That's number 27, Mac McGovern. McGovern, 1 goal in the last game for Union, but took 10 shots. Feed to the middle to Emmett Lime. Doesn't find its mark, and Union will turn the ball over on a shot clock violation. Picking it up on the end line is going to be Luke Lazia. Laziza, the 5'7" senior defenseman from Fairfield, Connecticut. Easy enough clear for the Ducks. Union will settle down on the defensive end. Already having the defensive units in, while Stevens will sub on. Their offensive midfielders now back to 6-on-6, can initiate with a dodge down the left alley. Union switches smoothly, but now has a double team. Now we're trying to rotate to catch up with the Stevens offense. They will. Stevens sweeps Jaws across the top, looking for a shot, doesn't find one. Good defense from Luke Foster, the sophomore defenseman from Concord, California. Quick double team for Union. Opens up some space for Stevens. They find a shot on the top left corner in front of Nick Lynch, but it goes wide. Under 20 on the shot clock, running low just like Union did. Long pass, gets it back up top. Sweep dodge. Union doesn't have to switch. Comes back the other way. Double team Union. They're looking for a turnover. Gets a good lift check, but ball stays in the stick. Blocked by Lynch. Back into the stick of Stevens. But a very high pass will flow out of bounds right in the box area. Union looks to pick it up quickly, but a lot of traffic is maybe making it difficult to start this play up. As the ref wants the ball, now he'll finally give it away, and starting the play will be Hayden Culkins, the first-year tack from Denver, Colorado. Union starting up their second offensive possession, and a quick trip will send Union on the man up for the first time today. The man up was impressive the first time it came out for eternity. He scored in just about 10 seconds on the clock, but went 0-2 after that on some shorter penalties. One of them was an instant turnover, but the other one a 30-second where they got some decent opportunities. Penalty is going to go against number 44, Lucas Long, the defense first year from Marion, Massachusetts. Missed his check, got caught up in the feet of the Union offender. Leaves his man opportunity. Union very spread out, trying to make this man down unit for the Ducks work very hard. Looks like the look is going to be inside to Emmett Lime. No, they come backside to the wing. Shot. Sidearm flies wide right. Picked up on the end line by Luke Allen. With how wide they're spreading the defense, I mean, if the Ducks keep pushing out towards the Union, I think the look's going to be on the inside. Seems like they could fit one into Emmett Lime. Depends how quick the Ducks are to react. Again, checks in on the backside. Shot from the top right. Save. Gennady, the first-year goalkeeper from Massapequa, comes up with a big save. Turnover instantly in the far corner. Only 15 seconds left on the penalty. Union might be able to salvage a quick play with man up if they hurry on the clear. 6 seconds. Going to take some time for the Stevens player to get back on. The penalty will release, and Union doesn't really have a chance here, so I think they'll just settle up and play some 6-on-6. And another bad pass will send it out. I will say, didn't talk too much about this, but cold day here for spring. I mean, always cold out here in March, but also extremely windy day. Try to get the actual wind for you, but you can see it maybe on the far side of the field, the Union flag in the parking lot blowing hard as Union gets a penalty. I didn't see what it was for. Maybe a slash near the midfield line. So we're going to have Stevens first man up after Union was unsuccessful on their first attempt. But still a free play for the Ducks. Looking to open up scoring for today. Union pushing out hard behind. They're trying to cause some more of those bad passes. We were seeing a couple turnovers off of skied passes. Lucy doing a good job defending, going up against Tyler Holland. Now behind, Pole versus Tackman, dodging. That's Tenaglia. Pass back. Union does a good job closing. That was John Sula. Really doing a great job just keeping Stevens to the outside right now, and they'll touch up and start the man-up play for the Ducks. 9:19 remain in the first. 4 shots for Union, 2 for Stevens. As, yeah, right now we're going to be at gusts up to 44 miles per hour. And consistent wind at around 21 miles per hour, so definitely affecting passes to some level. I mean, it always matters what direction you're passing into the wind. It looks like it's going right to left on your screen or across the field from back to front, depending which way the gusts are changing. Really looking at making those longer passes difficult. Shouldn't really affect these short ones too much. Stevens using a lot of movement. Finds a pass on the backside. Doesn't elect to try to squeeze in a shot from that low angle. Back up top. Feed back to that corner, but this time it doesn't hit its mark. John Sula comes up with a big ground ball. Just 20 seconds left. Union looking to clear as they briefly go down. Now, it'll be a little bit tougher. The ride reaches, but keeping his composure. That was Luke Foster, able to get a pass to his short stick, Lucy. And Lucy has the opportunity on the other side. Union scores. Short-handed opportunity. Garrett Salit. Just 1 second remaining on the Ducks penalty. Really, I'll give all that. I don't want to say all that credit, but most of that credit to number 34, Luke Foster. He dropped the ball but made a good play on the defensive end. Worked through 3 black jerseys to get a pass up to his short stick D-Midi. And Lucy came down and found Salit pretty much wide open on the doorstep. Salit's able to finish. Union takes the lead, 1-0, 8:20 remaining in the first. Union's going to be man down for the face-off, but it'll pretty much instantly release. I actually don't see a player for Union that's ready to go. Unless it's going to be number 16, Luke Allen. Yeah, he'll stand up now. I'll have to wait for possession, and now Luke Allen will go, as that's a big man-down face-off win. Coming from the win, that was Kyle Goodwin, the junior defender. Union's just going to run it behind as they don't have numbers right now. Still trying to get their offensive unit out on the field. It's Emmett Lime who comes in with the midfield group and takes possession and will hold on to it. As Union still man down. I think they're being extra cautious with their substitutes here, not looking to go back in the box. It's going to be Makai Taylor as a short stick matchup. Down the right alley, moves it through X. Two-man game. Sleet comes off the pick. Off to Popko. Well defended. Ball ended up in front. I didn't even fully see that save. I think it went off the body of the goalkeeper, number 19, Janani. But that was some great defending. Popko got off a decent shot, but I really think Luke Lazia did a great job staying on his bottom hand and making it really difficult to pass or shoot there. And I think that turned out into a much easier shot to save than it could have been. The Ducks on the other side briefly had an opportunity on the crease, but I think Luke Foster was still in range to make a good check. A good feeding opportunity here for the Ducks as Chris Weitzel is hung over the top of the cage. They'll just pass it back up top and maybe give up that chance to feed as they get their full numbers onto the field. Down the alley, collides between two Union players. Big turnover picked up by John Sula. Tried to split the double team, but this double team just crunched down on him. Another good cause turnover by the Union defense. Foster carries over, runs into some trouble with a long pole, gets the ball taken away from him. Was a little too lackadaisical trying to cross the midfield line, looking for an outlet pass, ran into a long pole. And that's a big turnover for the Ducks, who now send it right back to Union on the clear. Chance to Salit. He's chased down. Was he in the crease yet? It's going to be a goal. In transition again, Garrett Salit, the first-year midfielder, gets his second of the day. Transition biting the Ducks early.
Union goal is second of the game. Scoring number 10, Garrett Salit. Assist number 16, Luke Allen.
Face-off win for the Ducks. Now they get it over the midfield line, but still in some trouble. Union's doing a good job riding. And really, these turnovers that Union has caused is what's created their 2 goals so far. John Sula comes up with a big ground ball and then gets it to his short stick D midfielders. A shot down the alley from Brendan Powers goes wide. It's going to be picked up by Allen. 5:24 remaining. Initiating the offense. Now wraps around to Popko, giving him a lot of space on this close wing side. Now to Powers. Powers had 2 goals in the last game. Also had to commit 4 turnovers to do it. Salit coming around had a chance with his left hand. Went off the body of Gennady. Eventually puts the ball into the stick of Waynick. Waynick will carry it over pretty easily to gain an offensive possession for the Ducks. Down 2-0. They haven't been able to do much on the offensive end so far. Just 2 shots. Now they get a feed to the inside, and that was a golden opportunity for number 12, William Labertino. The grad student attack from Montclair, New Jersey was open on the doorstep but missed the shot wide. Union quick double team. Shot from the hip. Tried to go bottom left but missed maybe just 6 inches left of the bottom corner. Stevens getting better opportunities than they have all day. We'll see if the Union team can push for another turnover. Shot down the alley. That one saved by Lynch. Thought Union had that ground ball. Went off the side of his stick. Stevens will pick up with a fresh shot clock. And Stevens will get their first of the day. It's going to be Matt Pergola, the senior attack from Nutley, New Jersey. Puts this back to a 1-goal game. Stevens getting 4. They had 2 shots going into that possession. Got 4 just on that possession. A couple prime opportunities. Tranter dumped on the faceoff X. Picked up by his opponent. And Stevens will easily get it down to the attack as they sub on their offensive midfielders. Lucy successfully clearing versus 2 dark jerseys. Pass over to McGovern. McGovern wants to run the offense fast. Gets to Popko. Popko almost runs into a double team. Now to Makai Taylor. Makai Taylor tried to find a feed to the inside, but Salita turnaround goal off the ground ball. Makes it 3-1. Today it's all Salite working in transition. Gets a hat trick all on the doorstep. That one may be the most impressive of them all. Couple black jerseys around, found a quick ground ball, turned around and shot. 2:44 remain in the first. Stevens had control, but on the ground ball, that was Tynan Murray. Couldn't control it, tried to throw it backwards as he went out of bounds. Couldn't keep the ball with him. Just under 2:30 remaining. Union looking to pump on another goal going into the end of the first quarter. It's going to be the first midfield group of Lime, McGovern, and Taylor. Gets down to Popko. I haven't seen much of the offense yet today, as it's really been just transition opportunities for the Garnett Chargers, all running through Salite on that backside pipe. 2-man game behind. Ends up in the stick of Lime. Lime feed to the inside. Salite shot. Save. That one went wide. No issue on the shot clock. 2 minutes remaining in the first. Went wide right. Gennady tried to get a piece of it. Seemed like he tracked it well. Passed to McGovern. He wanted to catch and shoot, but it went a little bit under his head. Out to Popko. Wants a lefty shot and beats the goaltender. Just under the stick of Gennady. Gets it 4-1 Union. 1:44 remaining in the first. Not too much trickery on that shot. Just put it in a decent spot on the hip of Gennady. Through some traffic, and Johnny overread it. Had to stick a little bit too high. Found a little bit of space between his knee and his head. Face off, neither team finds the clamp. It's a contested ground ball. Makes it all the way to the defensive end of the Ducks. A long pass to the midfield line. Gets jumped. Picked up by number 21. That's Kentaros. He's got to go back to his own defensive end, as both teams have been tough on the ride so far today. It's going to be Weitzel who'll have to carry it over. Finds Popko. He's dealing with a short stick matchup, but I think Stevens has learned a little bit from the transition goals they gave up early. They quickly settle back into the defensive formation, getting all 6 guys to match up. Powers dragging his short pole high. That's Rocheville. A lot of space to work with. Possible opportunity for a 2-man game with Josh Robertson, who's waiting around the hash mark of the 20-yard line. Union waiting for the last shot. Shot clock's a little bit lower than game clock, so the Ducks may still have a chance. This shot goes wide. Out on the end line, 10 seconds on the shot clock, 17 on the game. Feed to the inside, shot. I think that bounced off of Gennady. It's a new shot clock. Someone gets caught laying on it. And it's Union ball with 9.4 in a full shot clock. Powers ends up in front of the Stevens bench, ready to start up this play. He's going to try to sweep through X. Looking for a feed. Can't find one. Finally just throws it in there for some traffic. Eventually ended up in the stick of Calkins, but no real chance there, as Union will end the first quarter 4-1. Union with a quick double team on the Stevens first possession, looking to bring this game back within 3. Dodge against Lucy. So cross it off down to the wing. It's Pergola, the singular goal scorer so far for the Ducks. He makes a long pass to X, hits its mark, almost intercepted as a big body comes through behind. A late flag. It was definitely a well-timed hit, maybe a little bit high. Good feed up top, a bounce shot. Gets the end one play. Goal comes from number 39, Ryan Jack. 5'10" midfielder out of Beaverton, Oregon. We'll see what the call is. I'm assuming the penalty will survive the new face-off, considering its nature. But not exactly sure what they'll call. Maybe a legal body check, I would assume. The only thing I saw was maybe it was a little bit high, locked in. Cross check. Yeah, 2 minutes, contact to the head, locked in. I mean, it's obviously more difficult for me to see up here than it is for the refs on the field, so I'll trust their call. Looks like maybe a tad high. I mean, there's a decent height difference between those players. Gets to the stick of Lynch, and that's a big face-off when Union has to kill a lot of time to get out of this penalty. Could be a multiple goal-scoring opportunity for the Ducks. First, they got to make the clear. A nice long pass to the box side hits its mark. Mac McGovern now holding it. Assuming Stevens will come down and set into a double team. I mean, pretty much have to at this point. Thinking how much time you have to use if you can get this ball back. But a great job by the face-off unit of Union to win that possession. Looks like they're not going to double team. Maybe just run the shot clock out, and if you run the shot clock out, you'll have about 40 seconds on the penalty to maybe get one goal. But certainly not what you hoped for when you get a 2-minute non-releasable. Union just running the ball through X, playing keep away. Probably until the shot clock expires. We'll see if they try to get a late opportunity. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Might as well try to get a shot if you can. Mac McGovern's going to dodge. He obviously dodges right into a double team. Tries to re-dodge, pass back. He'll just throw it out of bounds on the end line. Allows the shot clock to expire, and there'll be 37 seconds on the penalty for the Ducks to try to use to bring this game just a little bit closer. First is the clear. Union obviously not riding too hard. Just settling in on the defensive end. Short 6G midfield is going to be Lucy Sulaz, the LSM, working with that close D unit. Trying to leave Lucy on the crease. A lot of movement coming from this man up Ducks team. Lucy has to push outside. Tries to get back in. 15-yard shot from the top middle. Didn't even look like it had. Through a little bit of traffic. Found its way into the stick of Lynch. Good save by Lynch, but definitely not the shot I'm looking for in a man-up situation. Maybe just the low clock was pressuring Stevens into taking that one. The low penalty clock, that is. I mean, they had plenty of time on the shot clock. Penalties out. Union has the ball on the offensive end, looking to extend their lead back to 3 as this wind continues to batter these players. You can see the jackets have came out on the sidelines, trying to bundle up in this weather. Turnover Union. Pass was intended for Culkins, but went high over his head into the Union bench. Stevens, easy clear. Union subs on some defensive midfielders. It's going to be number 41, Christian Kelly. Kelly defending. Powers out here stuck on the defensive end. Ball wraps around through X. Back to the wing. Shot. Bouncer. Was going wide, but either way, saved by Lynch. He'll take it out back and give it around to Weitzel on the far wing. Weitzel carries, hits an overpass nice and high over to Powers near the far 40-yard line. Secures the clear for Union College. 10 minutes remaining in the second 2-goal lead for Union. McGovern was thinking about shooting that one from 10, but a good check on his bottom hand dissuaded him. Both teams will wait for their subs. Mackay, Taylor, McGovern, and Lime is the midfield unit as Powers comes out after having to play a set of defense. Mackay, Taylor dodged. Shot finds its way right under the crossbar as he takes his own man. Beats him easily, and it's 5-2 Union.
Union College goal, score number 11, Mackay Taylor.
Union scoring, it was 3 for Salit, 1 for Popko, and 1 for Mackay Taylor. Stevens' defense had done a very good job in 6-on-6, but there Mackay Taylor just smokes his man. No slide in sight. Finds a shot from the low hip, stings right underneath the crossbar. Contested face-off. Tranter almost lays on it. Neither team finding much space. Tranter does a good job trying to contest the long pole for Stevens from picking it up. Tries to run a quick, fast break, but Union defense recovers nicely. Both teams will sub. Lucy, the defensive midfielder, working along with Matt McKenzie for Union College. And Kentaros, the long stick midfielder. Union successfully clears, carrying it over. It's the Powers line. Now has Joe Hennessy on it, the junior attack from Hingham, Massachusetts. Haven't seen him yet today. He's going to be working with Culkins and Powers. Salit, already a hat-trick today, looking for one more. Briefly draws a double team, but a moving pick against Union sends it the other way. Ducks fans may be complaining about a short delay game on Union. The Garnet Chargers quickly get back into the hole with their defensive midfielders. Actually, Powers gets stuck again. He's going to make the run. His offender briefly turns around, and now Powers just elects to stay down on the defensive end. This is his second time getting caught down here. Didn't do bad the first time and helped with a solid clear. We'll see what we can do now. Working in a two-man game. Now he's going to get isolated on this wing. Double team for Union. They got to rotate on the backside to compensate. They will. Good matchups. Sweep dodge. Briefly draws a double team by Powers. A good check by Union. Puts the ball on the ground. Not going to contest the ground ball. It's picked back up by the Ducks. Turnaround pass. Dodge down the left alley. Finds a shot wide right. Rolls out on in the corner. 14 seconds remain on the shot clock. Low time. They're going to dodge quickly now through X. Gets around a little bit of space. Decides not to throw it. Only has 4 seconds. They'll just take a whip at the net. Ends up in the stick of Lynch. Certainly have been some interesting decisions low on the shot clock here maybe for both teams. In transition pass bounces out wide, goes into the stick of the Ducks. Ducks trail by 3, 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Shots so far, 17 for Union, 12 for Stevens. Shot barely finds its way in the bottom left corner. Number 28, Adam DiCrisfario, the 6'1 midfielder from Mount Olive, New Jersey. Cristofaro, a great shot. It looked like it was well tracked by Nick Lynch. I think even he thought he might have had it, but just barely snuck its way in that bottom left corner. The Ducks bring it back within 2, just under 6 minutes. Shot flies wide, high over the top right corner. Picked up on the end line by the Ducks. 2-man game behind. Weitzel goes over the pick. Throws a couple checks, turns his guy around, but a good shot comes in. Number 10. Jack Tenaglia did a great job beating Weitzel. Took a hard check on his hands to the outside, but a good spin move, found space on the inside, and the slides were just too little too late for Union. Able to beat Nick Lynch for the second straight shot. And now it's a 1-goal game, just under 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Union wins the faceoff on violation. Ball into the stick of Mac McGovern. And Union will hold for their offensive midfielders. Lucy briefly looked like he wanted to go down and play some offense. But it'll be McGovern, Lime, Taylor. Taylor and Lime draw the short stick matchups. And Taylor will instantly start with the defense. Has space. Shot looked just like his goal previously. Except that time he wasn't able to put it on net. Same shot coming out of his right hand off his hip. And really didn't have a slide to deal with, as it came just a hair too late for his shot. Back up to Taylor. Around through the top, through Salit. Now Popko. Popko puts one. I think was trying to go off stick side high, but the low angle of the shot helped Gennady get over and get his stick on that one. Good ball movement, but maybe not the greatest shot placement. Also difficult to see the traffic there, whatever Popko was dealing with. Popko and Gennady. Both teams subbing. The Ducks have numbers for a moment. Elect not to use them. Union will match up. Good switch by Union, trying to stay aggressive out on the hands on the Stevens ball carriers. Another double team. The Ducks move the ball through X. Can't find the extra pass. John Sula gets caught throwing a few too many checks. As Pergola, one of the previous goal scorers for the Ducks, found some space coming up and took a shot, but went wide right. Trying to take advantage of Lucy, dragging him up towards the 35. Initiates a dodge, goes down the left alley, takes a left-handed shot, bounces wide right. 9 seconds remain on the shot clock. Both teams have done a good job of defending for the whole length of these shot clocks. As now trying to force the ball to the inside, Stevens will turn it over. Should be a quick whistle. They have 3-on-3. 5-on-3 if they hurry. It's Sula. Sula tries to make a pass to Popko. Popko, a great catch off the turf. And able to finish to make it 6-4. I think everyone held their breath for a second there. It looked like Union was going to squander a great transition opportunity, but Walker Popko makes a great catch and finish to get Union another one, his second of the day. Face off, heavily contested. Neither of these guys have really been able to win the clamp cleanly. Union still, pretty much all season, they've done the double pole. It's worked out for them. Even when trainers winning a good percentage of the clamps, I feel like they end up with a lot of ground balls, and the poles certainly have been helping. Powers comes down with a quick shot. I think that bounced it off of the goaltender, Gennady. And Union will call a timeout, talk over their offensive plan for the last 2:31 of this first half. Union leads 6-4. Out of the timeout, Union reviewing their offensive set. It starts with Powers. Powers down to Popko. Popko heavily hounded by his long pole. Looks like the Ducks are falling into his zone. They definitely are. The short stick holding down on the inside while the rest of the players hold their zones in the 3-3. Shot from the outside. The side armor by Popko is saved by Gennady. Ball will go the other way, just under 2 minutes on the clock. No real reason to hold. Yeah, there's still enough time for both teams to get another possession. Union running in their last short stick defender late in the transition period. to get him in. That's Matt McKenzie. Ducks working with some off-ball picks, trying to find a cutter as Whitesell is hung in front of the cage. Two-man game in this near top corner. Double team for Union. They'll recover quickly. Two men on the crease looking for this feed to the inside. They get one into the corner. Union again does a great job matching up on the backside, and a shot that would have went high anyway was easily tracked down by Nick Lynch. He takes that one down as with 1 minute left on the clock, Union, I thought, had a clear. There's a flag behind the play. Unnecessary roughness going against the Ducks. That's Pergola. He opened up scoring for Stevens today. Now gives Union a primetime chance. 1 minute left on the clock, 1 minute on the penalty. Could bleed over a little bit, but probably won't. Powers. Salit. And the ball quickly intercepted by the Ducks. Union wants to try to double team, reclaim this quickly. They will, and the goalie out of the cage. Allen takes the ball back himself and finishes the play. 7-4 Union, 35.6 remain in the half. Looked away for a second to see if Union was preparing a double team and maybe where that double team would come to try to take the ball back in the first half. Turn back, and then Luke Allen has the ball and the scoring on an empty net. The Union's just dominated in transition opportunities, getting turnovers in the middle of the field. It's been at least 4 of their goals. First couple from Salit were all working off that principle. One of them was a good ground ball by Salit. The other 2 were pure transition after Union caused turnovers. This time, Tranter wins it quite well, gets it over to Sula. Sula wants to shoot, splits to his left, and it's going to be a timeout for Union. Talk over the final play. 25.3 remain in the first half. Union leads 7-4. Out of the Union timeout, let's see what Coach Weatherford was able to draw up for the final 25 seconds of this first half, looking to extend their lead to 4. Be their largest of the day. Ball up top with Makai Taylor. You have Emmett Lime on the crease. He's dealing with a short pole. Now moves out to set a pick for Taylor. Taylor moves it down to the wing with Popko. Popko feed to the inside. McGovern shot wide left. Chased down by the goalkeeper. That was a tight chase. I thought it was going to go in favor of Salit. But Giannotti gets it. He'll throw it to the other end with 2 seconds left. Goes well over anything important, and Union will end the first half 7-4 in favor of the Garnet Chargers. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the second. Union giving up the ball for the first half after some kind of conduct violation. Turns out inconclusive, but ball was awarded to Stevens. Stevens unable to score, and we're going the other way in favor of Union. Salit with the ball, now waiting for his midfield unit. It's going to be Lime, McGovern, Taylor. Taylor long pass to Popko. Stevens still trying to match up. Now they'll find Lime. Lime will take the short stick behind. Moves through to Taylor, back to Popko. Popko, a jump shot from 15, stick side high, easy save for Gennady. Gennady then, maybe ill-advised so, goes for the home run pass. Looked like a jump ball. I don't even know if Megatron could come down with that one in double coverage. Goes right back to the stick of Union. They'll switch their midfield unit to that second line. On comes Powers. Powers down the alley. Draws a double team. I think that shot bounced off. It did. Bounced off Gennady, so it'll be a fresh shot clock. Now in the stick of Lime. A couple players outside. Shot comes. Mac McGovern stings one as a couple black jerseys were out on the sideline fighting for that ground ball. Gave Union a numbers advantage. And Mac McGovern gets the first score of the second half. Union leads 8-4. Violation against Stevens. Quickly Union ball. Sulawana, quick start, didn't get it. He'll hit it to Powers coming out of the box. Powers is going to be with Culkins and now Mike Wall. As the third guy on this line has been pretty consistently changing through today's game and in the last game. Up to Popko. Popko swim move, spins back. Good defense. Got to get rid of it. Sweeps across to the far side. Back through X with Salit. Salit already a hat trick today. Looking for one more. Catches a double team. Some good checks. Make it a difficult pass. Goes out on the far sideline. Picked up by the Ducks. All the subs come for Stevens. 40 seconds on the shot clock. It's Christian Kelly defending. We've seen him a couple times today. Now, this is a matchup they might like. Got the switch behind. Now it's back through X. Teraglia. Oh, he's trying to get locked off now. Lucy's locking him off. Going to play 5-on-5 out front, and Tagalia is just going to be shut down, but a quick turnover against the Ducks. Back in Union's stick. 4-goal lead, looking to make it 5. Leading the far sideline. His midfielders are slowly funneling on. Dodge down the left alley for Mac McGovern. He has the long pole. Around to Taylor. Taylor versus Rocheville. Shot by Taylor high off the stick of Gennady. and took a lucky bounce right to one of his teammates. The Ducks will clear quick up the far sideline. Now hounded by McGovern, who's stuck on the defensive end. Now both of them will sub. On comes Matt McKenzie to play defensive midfielder. He'll be working with Jack Roycroft. Kramer sweeping across the top against Roycroft, runs into a double team, expertly planned by John Sula, coming from behind. Got a great trail check, and now he'll get his own ground ball. Gives it up to Weitzel, who's got a sea of black jerseys to get past. Makes a nice long pass to Roycroft. No real transition opportunity, but able to secure the clear. Over to McKenzie. McKenzie will hold on to it, and I think Union will just sub. McKenzie might be hounded by this long pole. Goes down to the attack, as it seems the Ducks weren't too committed to trying to force a turnover there. Union will get all of its subs. New lineup's going to be Hennessy back on in this midfield unit. Powers taking the dodge. Left-handed low shot. Saved by Giannutti, but briefly got away from him and is sitting almost on the goal line. Ducks still looking to sub on all their offensive players. Now it looks like they will. Union's got Power stuck on defense again, but he's done a good job so far today of getting down there and playing two ways. He's working with Roycroft, and a quick throwaway by the Ducks. As the wind is continue to blow here, maybe a little bit less strong than it was when we originally started. Many players on both teams still have the jackets on, as it's not the coldest day, but the wind is definitely kicking it up a notch. Emmett Lime sends it down to the wing, comes right back to him. And they're just playing a little game of catch right here between Lime and McGovern. Just keep going back and forth. Now McGovern takes a 16-yard shot and buries it. Off stick side low, gets past Giannotti, and takes a 5-goal lead for the Garnett Chargers. Quick ground ball off the faceoff, picked up by John Sula. Gets turned around before he can clear. Able to easily dish it off to a short stick and Jack Lucy. Lucy gets it over to a long pole, and this might turn into a turnover, but picked up behind by attackman Allen. Allen able to get away from pressure and hold on as Union gets their offensive midfielders into the mix. 7-15 remains in the third. Popko battered by his long pole. Makes a dangerous pass, just went wide of the outstretched stick of a defensive midfielder, but got its way to Emmett Lime. He'll go back to McGovern, the previous goal scorer. Lime now down the alley. Shot bounces wide left. Spot of sun poking through in what's otherwise been a quite hazy day. Taylor down to Popko. Popko takes a shot, deflects off the foot of a defenseman and into his teammate's stick. Going to be a quick clear. Not really any transition opportunity. I thought if he could beat one man, could have been a 4-on-4, but Union able to beat him to the inside and quickly settle up on the defensive end. Emmett Lime, however, stuck as a short stick. Going to try to sub. I think there'll be an advantage here for the Ducks if they hurry. Nah, Matt McKenzie will easily catch up, as I guess the Ducks wanted their offensive midfielders more than they wanted Emmett Lyon stuck on the defensive end. Dodge down the left alley, draws a slide, turns back. Can't move the ball fast enough to beat the Union rotation. Brief double team, pass dropped, checked by Weitzel, and he'll pick it up and give it to Lynch. Lynch briefly in trouble, but bounces it over to his teammate in Luke Foster. Foster up the sideline, and it's an easy clear for Union. Going to be Culkins, Powers, and I didn't see the third midfielder, but Powers draws 2 over to Popko. Popko again, battered. This defenseman has done a good job staying on his hands and just making his life a little bit more difficult. It's going to be Mike Wall with this midfield unit. Popko now left alone briefly, but the pass doesn't hit its mark. Now another one caught up on the inside. That one intended for Allen, intercepted in the middle by a long pole. Makes a great toe drag move to split through the Union ride. And after running the ball 40 yards and making some great moves to split through the Union defense, he turns it over on the offensive end trying to run a fast break. Bad break for Stevens, as looked like that might bring some momentum late in this game, as they've really struggled in the second half. 4:15 remaining in the third, and haven't been able to score. Union holding a 5-goal lead. Looking to make it 6 here with another offensive possession. Stevens just has turned the ball over far too much to be able to keep up with the Union offense at the moment. First line, McGovern, Taylor, Lime. Looks like Stevens maybe falling back into their zone that they tried out earlier. That zone left an open shot, but the shot was high and then got deflected by the goaltender, Giannotti. Union ride makes it a little bit difficult, but able to split through. It's number 43, Waynick. And we'll see if the Ducks can hold on to the ball this time and find a few shots. Currently trailing 33 shots for Union, 18 for Stevens. I think that's only 2 shots in this entire second half for the Ducks. Trying to sweep over the top versus Lucy. Gets rejected, put down the alley. Both short sticks briefly double team. Shot. Underhand shot stings the top right corner. Found a little bit of space after Union went for the double team, decided, got back off of it. Turned back up, knew he had a good matchup versus Jack Lucy. And, well, he found a decent spot for a shot. The shot was just way better than anything else he did. That was a beautiful one. Underhanded shot, finding the top right corner. Very difficult off stick side for Nick Lynch. And only brings the game within 4, but still plenty of time left on the clock, and feels like maybe a little momentum starter for Stevens as now they win the faceoff. Oh, Tranter stuck on the defensive end. I was wondering why the Stevens pole wasn't substituting. You'd rather just play some 5-on-5, have Tranter lock off, or Tranter's going to try to sub now. They have an extra man. Looks like Stevens is maybe a little bit confused. Now they just tell the pole to sub. Interesting decision. I thought Stevens would definitely try to take advantage there. Dodge down the right alley. Shot while on the run. This one just a pretty standard shot down the alley bouncer. But was wide open as he did a good job beating his man. And put it on the floor where it seems like Nick Lynch has been a little bit worse so far today on those bottom corners. Another good dodge and shot. Gets back within 3 at exactly 2 minutes left in the third. I think Union just needs another offensive possession, a face-off win to try to break up some of the Stevens momentum. Trainer wins it backwards, picked up by his long pull midfielder. Overpass to Weitzel. He runs through some traffic. Now gets it up to a different long stick midfielder and over to Popko. I think Union will settle up as they want an opportunity to try to break up this momentum. Hold the ball away from Stevens for a few minutes. First line of midfielders enter the field. Taylor with the ball. Lime goes to the crease. We'll see if Stevens stays in this zone. It worked last time. And a quick turnover for Union. That's exactly what you didn't want. You didn't necessarily need a goal there, but a long sustained possession would have even helped to break up the Stevens momentum, but that just feeds it a little bit more. Stevens ball, both teams sub. Brief advantage for Stevens. They won't take control as Sula's hot in pursuit. Double team. Now hung behind the cage. He doesn't even have a matchup. Crucial mistake by Union, not matching up with the guy behind, but Nick Lynch bails him out with a huge save. Keeps this game a 3-goal lead for Union College. That was a bad communication error by Union. It was Chris Weitzel's man, but he slid over to the wing, and the recovery guy got confused, thought he was on the crease, ended up for a wide open shot. But Nick Lynch, you know, he's been phenomenal all season. They found a way to sneak by him low today a couple times, but makes a huge save there to damper some of the Stevens hopes, which have grown over those last 2 goals. Low shot clock, a great push to get Powers to drop the ball. Now very low time. Big hit. Ball goes down, and that's a huge play for Stevens. Keeps momentum alive entering the 4th quarter. Still a 3-goal lead for the Garnett Chargers, but Stevens has 2 straight and a couple of caused turnovers to bring some hope to the Ducks squad. 15 more minutes will decide. We'll be back in a few minutes. start of the fourth quarter. Union's led for the majority of the day, ballooning all the way up to a 5-goal lead in that third quarter as Stevens had trouble scoring until just about 4 minutes left in that third quarter when they seemed to come alive, scored 2 goals straight, and now have the hopes to make it even more. Union wins the faceoff. Sula gets stripped, but the ball will stay the way of the Garnet Chargers. See if Union College can answer. Their last 2 offensive possessions led to quick turnovers, which have just further fed the Ducks' hopes as they've ran this zone. It shouldn't be too confusing to Union, but they're going to try to run some 2-man game picks. Looks like Emmett Lime maybe takes a dramatic fall to try to draw something. Now Popko's hounded. I've talked a lot about how his defender's done a great job of just making his life difficult. Popko still has been obviously successful in today's game, but has a couple turnovers to his name as well. And I think a lot of that's come from the aggressiveness of his defender, Luke Lezia. Stevens now looking for their 3rd straight goal. Kai Taylor, now one of the offensive midfielders, stuck on this defensive end. He's with Roycroft as the 2 short stick D middies. Dodge down the right alley against Roycroft. He does a good job pushing out behind. Weitzel gets hung in front. He's been in this position a lot, and they haven't been able to take advantage, but now they do. Weitzel's gotten hung in front of the cage a lot, and they've done a good job cutting in front, but haven't been able to find the pass yet, and there they do. A good cut by Pergola. Gets his 2nd goal of the game and the 3rd straight for Stevens. Now only a 2-goal lead for the Garnet Chargers, and maybe some flashbacks to last Wednesday's game against Trinity where Union led all day, and then in the late goings, the game became a little bit too close for comfort, eventually leading to a last-second loss to the Bantams. And Union, maybe with that in the back of their mind, they'll call a timeout to talk this over, see if they can stop the bleeding. 3 goals straight for Stevens, but Union still holds a strong 9-7 lead. 13-10 remain in the fourth quarter. Face-off, it's been pretty even, mostly ground balls for both sides. This time it was won by Stevens. Ground ball looked like it was going to go Union's way, but heavily contested. Now goosed away by Sula. Stick broken. I actually don't know what the cause of that whistle is. The broken stick? Violation, maybe it landed on top of the ball or something. The ball is in the broken stick. I didn't really see why the whistle was caused. Normally a broken stick doesn't justify such a thing, but will be the ball of Union College. John Sula briefly had it, but now in the stick of Mike Wall. Mike Wall working with a unit. Now throws a bad pass to Culkins, and that's an instant turnover for Union. But the Ducks give it right back. I think that was a big chance for the Ducks to maybe put the nail in the hopes of Union as Union tried to take a deep breath through the timeout, fix their woes, instantly had a turnover. If the Ducks take that one down and score, it could be a very dangerous position for the Garnet Chargers. Instead, the Ducks make a mistake of their own. Now Union has another chance to right the ship. Still in this zone defense, I mean, it certainly worked as Union's had quite a few turnovers in the last possessions. Another difficult pass by Culkins. That one a bouncer to Mike Wall. Wall over to Powers. Union really hasn't been able to penetrate in this. Another bad pass to Allen. Now ground ball in the corner. Both of them go down. I don't really know if there's any penalty there. It's going to go out. I didn't see if that was a call that gave them the ball. I don't know if that was a call that went the way of Union or the ball went all out off of a Stevens player. Either way, Union's going to continue with the ball. No reset on the shot clock. That's what the brief whistle was for. Mike Wall now sending it down to the wing, back up to himself. Trying to step in for a shot. Decides against it. Around through Powers. Over to Popko. Which really has to be the passing for Union. They have to make a lot of good passes to penetrate this zone. And now a great check on the bottom hand of Powers. Rolls in on Gennady, and that's a turnover for Union. They haven't gotten a shot off in this three-goal lead. In this three-goal streak for Stevens, Union hasn't gotten a single shot off at all. They just need something to break up the Stevens moral and victories on the scoreboard. Both teams substitute for their offense. Jack Lucy not letting his offender run around easily. It's going to be Lucy and Roycroft. Sweep across the middle. Shot through traffic. Deflected off of something I couldn't see. Penalty going against the Ducks. It's going to be a push. Don't love the call, but Union also took a 2-minute unreleasable of their own that they did a phenomenal job killing earlier. Might be the break Union needs to break into the Stevens streak. Still a 2-goal lead for the Garnet Chargers. 10:46 remain in the fourth. Now a man-up opportunity. I think only one man up for Union so far, and they were unable to score. I mean, Stevens has been successful with the zone, not too far away from what this man down looks like. Maybe looking to pressure a little bit. They're really reaching far out on this Union man up that's very spread. I think Union should be really looking to the crease. Now they find one on the backside. That's a great look as well, and Culkins will get it. That's what happens when you drag those defenders so high upfield. Makes it very easy to make a pass like that. Finally, Union breaks the Stevens streak. Now back to a 3-goal lead. Still time on the penalty? Can't tell. Looks like our scoreboard's a little bit off. Nobody in the box, so I'm going to say it's released. For some reason I thought I saw one less Steven player on the field. Union, another critical mistake. Offsides, gives the ball right back to Stevens. Union, quite a few mistakes late in this game, but still holding on to a strong 3-goal lead. Certainly don't think you're complaining too much. Quick shot goes over the crossbar and out of bounds, picked up by the Ducks on the end line. 10 minutes remaining, a 3-goal lead. Still a substantial one for Union, but it just feels like they've given away a few too many points later in this one. Maybe a indicator for the majority of their season so far, but looking to correct it, and it all comes with a win here Trying to get some wins in non-conference, bring them into conference play, but a dodge down the right alley. And a shot off hip side. Takes down Lynch and brings it back to a 2-goal lead. Cristofaro gets his second goal of the game. As it looks like these teams are definitely going to slug it out to the end. Union cut down to 2-goal lead again. It's been a very interesting face-off game. It's been pretty much all ground balls. Union's double pulled for the majority of the year, and they've continued that with this game. It's helped them win some extra ground balls, as neither of them won the clamp. This time the ball got left pretty much right on the X, but Tranter thought it was behind him and pretty much gave it up to the opposing Fogo. Now the Ducks will settle on the offensive end. Union settles in. It's McKenzie and Roycroft as your two short stick D middies. Sula as your LSM, working with that close D unit. Dodge down the right alley. Just setting up. Quick left-handed shot goes wide of the cage. Chased down by Tenaglia. Now another dodge to the middle. A left-handed shot bounces wide again. Pretty much the same as we saw on the first time. 31 seconds remain on the shot clock. Early on this game, we had a lot of full-time shot clocks as both defense did a good job keeping the opposing team to the outside, but I feel like it turned into a lot more turnovers and at least on the Ducks side scoring as we've gotten later into this matchup. Dodge down GLE versus Roycroft. Takes a short angle shot. Deflected, I believe. Yeah, that deflected off of Lynch. So it's going to be a reset shot clock. Good ground ball behind by the Ducks to keep this possession going. Dodge around the cage. Beat his man, but catches a double team. It was a good move by Roycroft, and some good checks keep them from, and now the pick is hit again. Shot top right. Another great underhand shot that stings that top right corner. This time it's Ciccarello. Flag, I believe that will be wiped off, but I didn't actually see the call. And now the lead is back to 1. It ballooned as high as 5 in that third quarter. Union came out hot out of halftime, and Stevens came out slow. They didn't find a shot for the first 10 minutes of the third quarter. But now the script has flipped as it has been a 4-1 run, or a 5-1 run in favor of Stevens. Trainer in transition. Shot save. A huge save by Gennady. Keeps the momentum the way of the Ducks as it's a man-up opportunity. That was almost a short-handed goal. Union's got to sit in on the man down. It's going to be Lucy. He's playing the crease. Union just scored on the man-up. And looks like Stevens wants to talk this over for the 27 seconds remaining on the penalty. Union lead cut down to 1. 7:21 remain in the fourth quarter. out of the timeout. A 27-second man-up opportunity for the Ducks to look to tie this game back up at 10. They've trailed since early in the first quarter. Union not pressuring out on the ball handler, keeping it tight on the inside, trying to prevent the skip passes or the feed to the crease man. Might have to be an outside shot as the penalty releases. That certainly felt quick. Almost looking like a push from behind from Roycroft. Gets away with it. Shot wide. Going to be picked up by the Ducks. They'll make some quick subs, as it seems like the coaching staff of Stevens is not happy about something. Still have 20 seconds left on the shot clock to try to get the job done and tie this one back up at 10. Shot down the alley. Bouncer. A good shot. I think that deflected off the post. Reset shot clock. Went right back to the stick of Stevens. A lucky bounce. Found Pergola outside. I mean, he also did a good job tracking that one. I didn't even see that one bounce up. Pergola with the short stick matchup. He has 2 goals so far today working against Roycroft. Ball moves around to the other short stick matchup. Lucy trying to defend. Keeps it to the outside. 15-yard shot. Just flies by. Was through some heavy traffic and checks. They switched off. Got a pull on Pergola. Needed maybe some matchups that they prefer. Roycroft has to go out. He'll switch with Lucy. Low shot clock, 15 seconds. Pergola around to the far side, takes a shot versus Roycroft, an easy save for Nick Lynch. Transition opportunity for Union. Looks like they got an extra man. They'll give it up. But not before McGovern takes a shot. It was a decent opportunity, but ended up stick side high, maybe a little bit above. Now a transition going the other way for Stevens. Great check by Weitzel. Puts the ball on the ground and kills the transition opportunity. Back in Union stick. Mac McGovern trying to get it down to the other end. 4-on-4. I think after that last shot was an easy save. McGovern's going to hold on to this one, wait for a 6-man squad for Union to try to extend the lead to 2. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the game. First line, Taylor, Lime, McGovern. McGovern tries to pass back to Lime. It ends up on the ground. He's going to be hounded by a pole, but does a good job escaping behind the cage. Back to this zone defense. It's done a good job at stopping Union. They haven't been able to score against it. The only goal they've gotten in the past 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so has been on that man-up opportunity. Now playing far out. That's been something Stevens, I think, has been great at. They have not been scared at pressuring the ball. Actually, that did not go out of bounds. Had to be picked up by the goalie, Janazzi. And it's an easy clear as the Union just decides to get in their substitutes and fall back onto the defensive end. Back to looking to tie for the Ducks. Dropped pass. Briefly picked up by a Union short stick midi, but then dropped again. That was Christian Kelly. Had a good chance at it, but couldn't hold on. Shot goal. Number 8. Matt Pergola ties the game up at 10 after trailing by as much as 5 in the third quarter. It's a 6-1 streak for the Ducks, as Union has only taken 3 shots since they first earned that 5-goal lead, while Stevens has taken 21. Check from Sula, no trip. It got stick first before it got into the legs of the Ducks player. Almost pushed out on the sideline, but Union able to salvage the possession. That's a huge play by Kyle Goodwin. Great clear by Kyle Goodwin. We do have a Ducks player injured on the far side. I can understand maybe some of the anger thinking that's a trip. It did get stick first, and I mean it was a well-placed check right on the head of the stick that caused the turnover. But we hope he's okay, and we'll be back out of this timeout in just a second. 3:18 remaining in this fourth quarter. Tied all up at 10. Out of timeout. Back into this zone defense for the Ducks. They've done a great job on the hands of ball handlers today, making their lives just very difficult. It's going to be Popko. Tries to sweep, gets it over to Salit. Union hasn't really tried to dodge through the zone as much. Gets it to Popko. Turnaround shot, right-handed save. Stick side high shot. Looks like Popko was maybe trying to get it down, but he was getting pushed as he was shooting. I want to say he was trying to go over the top and down on that shot, but didn't get it off the way he wanted. And it was an easy save for Giannati. And now an opportunity for the Ducks to take the lead the first time today. Just under 2 minutes remaining. Powers on the defensive end. He's been down here a couple times so far today. Certainly surprised when I see it, but he's done a decent job. Hasn't been targeted too much as well. Now Lucy trying to push behind. Pass, a good lift check by Union, stopped it from being cashed, but now they overpressure. It's going to be a 6-on-5 heading back in. Couple quick passes, but it looks like Union adjusts quick enough, and then a bad low-angle shot goes right to the stick of Nick Lynch. Nick Lynch looks for a quick clear to John Sula. John Sula will have to go back to his defensive teammates. Cross to Weitzel. Weitzel will get a nice overpass to McGovern. McGovern has a 4-on-3 shot. Deflected or checked. I don't even know how that got out of his stick. The goalie, Giannati, actually had to throw that one away as he was in so much traffic. Now Union will just settle up on the offensive end after failing in transition. The clock is not running. Don't think anyone quite knows what happens there, but 44 seconds remaining. Union will hold for the last shot. Can Union College come back? Or not come back. They were leading the whole time, but can they stop the train that's been Stevens through these last 19 minutes of play? Stevens has just chased them down. Union only, in the last 19 minutes, only 4 shots and 1 goal. That was on a man-up opportunity. Stevens, on the other hand, has 6 goals in that same span. Taylor Taylor was hounded by two players, took a decent shot, went wide of the cage, but then just a classic mistake. Union has no one behind the net to back up. And that will run almost out of time. Taylor might get a shot. And we'll end 10-10. Try to find the true winner in just a minute. But Stevens able to chase Union down in 19 minutes of play. A 6-1 run ends us tied. 4 minutes on the clock. We'll be back in just a second for quarter number 5. The start of overtime. Union, it's not trailed yet today. But now we're tied back up after Union had a 5-goal lead with 4 minutes left in the third. Ducks player tripped after he won the faceoff. Now goes in the stick of Union. A great sliding save by Gennady. Gives the ball back to the Ducks. An absurd start of events to start this overtime period. Already in just the first few seconds making us exciting after a contested faceoff, win Ducks takeaway, and a shot on an almost empty net. Gennady, the freshman goalkeeper from Massapequa, New York, has made some huge saves. And that was maybe the biggest one yet. Running back into net and sliding to make that one. We'll see if the Ducks can end it here. Have a possession, called the timeout, and looking to talk things over before they get a chance to win the game. Out of the timeout, Stevens looking to take the victory. Down by 5 halfway through the third quarter. They've stormed back on a 6-1 run, looking to end it here in overtime. Dodge to the middle, shot, goal. Stevens wins. Number 11, Jackson Penn, wins it with a late-time goal. 3:08 left in overtime, and Stevens will win 11-10, the second straight heartbreaker for Union.